Hi, I'm Max Valdez. This is my video. It's called God's Plan, and it's about God and free will versus determinism. Anyways, I'm Max Valdez, and this is my mom, Rosa Rodriguez Valdez.
Hi.
This was filmed December 6th, 2021, and I hereby grant Professor Edip free will to show this however he'd like. Anyway, this is a interview with my mother, and she is a Catholic. Would you like to explain your association between God and free will?
As I have become older, I have also recognized that my free will is kind of twisted in there with his destiny on an everyday basis, because I can pick and choose things that are going to always have consequences, positive or negative. So I could choose to, like when Max was little, tell him I was late from picking him up because of traffic. And that could have been a lie, but it was better than saying I was still at work.
Thank you. So, to define God, God needs to be all of these three things. And let me know if you agree with these. God is all powerful. He
Yes.
created the universe. He is all knowing because he
Yes.
can see into the future.
Yes.
He knows all. And he is all just. So, by the same logic, God has the ability to see the future as he's all knowing, which in turn means the future for us has already been determined. By this logic, do humans ever have free will?
You do, but I think he would want good and positive things for you. So the free will comes in when you, like I was saying with my example, I told a little lie. So from that little lie, if I chose to make it a snowball and get bigger and bigger, and then from telling a lie, then stealing a pin from work, and then stealing a candy bar from the gas station, slowly I'm moving away from God's plan. So to be part of his plan, I have to believe in it and follow his path, which would mean good and positive things. But if I were to move away from that and pick up those negative elements, then it's very possible that I'm going to break away from him and not be following his plan, and therefore become a thief or a murderer or something like that.
Okay.
So it's a fine line.
So, by that same logic, all the good things in life are due to God, correct? Does that mean all the bad things are entirely our fault? Like being born into poverty or things like that? Does God have no play in that? Is what I'm asking.
So, because, and again, this is from a religious perspective, I feel that if I don't push myself, no one else is going to do it. Not everybody born in poverty stays there. There are people who are motivated or determined to make a different or better life for them. It doesn't always mean they're going to go the straight and narrow, but it could be that they're still getting resources, they're feeding their family, they have their power turned on, but they might be doing it with illegal activity. So again, it just depends what your partnership is with God, and then that will help you decide what your plan will be.
Okay. And by the same logic, you were talking about the devil. Do people, being corrupted by the devil, is it their fault, and should they be morally responsible? Do they deserve eternal damnation for things that aren't entirely under their control?
Well, the way that I grew up and what I learned is, if I, as a Catholic who have already been baptized and receive all of my sacraments, go and make that choice to murder someone, I know what my consequence will be. And so that could be that I don't go to heaven, because I've been in his path or on the plan with him, versus somebody else who didn't grow up in his environment.
So, the opposite of free will is called determinism. It's what you would refer to as kind of the idea of destiny. In more specific terms, it's the idea that everything is determined by something. You are a Christian to this day because you were a Christian when you were a child, and your parents likely the same way. You mentioned the idea that we have free will to an extent, but not entirely, and that is actually referred to as indeterminism. It's kind of in between the two, but more determinist. It's the idea that only some things are determined by previous events. So like that lie you're talking about. Let's say you were destined to be late to picking me up that same day in the same situation. But it was really your choice, your free will, to make up a lie or tell the truth. And
I was late a lot.
yeah, that's indeterminism. So by the same logic, would you say that free will and God coexist with one another?
So it's kind of like God is my parent and I'm the child. And to a certain degree, a child will have free will. But at the end of the day, it's up to the parent to make the ultimate decision.
So you agree with indeterminism?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.